kind of a quiet guy.
Big teddy bear with great intellect.
He was like a mentor, a big brother for me.
I'd like to tell you some wild and crazy stories, but there's not very many of them, because the person that you see now as an adult is very much what he was as a child.
He says what he means and he lays it on the table. He wants to get along with people, but he's not going to compromise for that.
He's the kind of person who can give you an opinion, but you don't have to take it. He'll give you some advice, but he leaves it to you to do what you want.
As long as we do the right thing for the patients and dentists in California, he will be a happy camper.
Andy was our firstborn, and if you asked him, probably he would tell you he was the one that I practiced my parenting skills on. He was born at Vance Air Force Base in Enid, Oklahoma, and for $14.75 we had Andy in the barracks. Didn't ever see that number again, but anyway, he's my $14.75 child.
Andy is my older brother. He's a Dr. Jekyll and a Mr. Hyde for me. Andy is actually really very quiet around the family, and I had the opportunity to be his patient when he was in dental school.
Our son was born in March of our third year of law school and dental school, which obviously was a surprise. Child had excellent timing because he was a month late according to his due date, which is obviously a mistake, and then had the decency to be born the Friday before spring break. Our daughter was born just as we were relocating here. Matter of fact, he was still in his residency, and I moved to Modesto 6 months pregnant with a toddler while he finished up the residency.
The tradition started with his grandfather, who was a past CDA president.
Grandpa came to Modesto in the late 20s. There has actually been a Soderstrom providing dentistry in Modesto for the past 85 years continuously.
The fact that his grandfather was so involved with the association, his father was so big in organized dentistry, it's important to us that, you know, we see that legacy coming up, because I think that's important for dentistry. I think history in anything is important. And also with Andy, his siblings being in dentistry, he understands everything that's going on. Andy is very concerned about the children of Stanislaus County.
He is excellent with the kids. I would describe that as a unique characteristic that is his alone. It just really defines the way he treats his patients.
I know he's done a lot of screenings on his own. There were times when he needed other people to come in and help with screenings, and sometimes that's where I'd work with him. He'd get everything set up and say, "Hey Elizabeth, can you help me get some volunteers?" And so I'd make some phone calls and we'd get people out there to volunteer.
Being a specialist, he would see a lot of the special needs kids, and in his practice would work with a lot of that, and then would get connections with some of the community organizations that would say, you know, we need some outreach to our community.
Screenings are so important to begin with, but to have somebody knowledgeable in how to get the care accomplished has been just wonderful.
Did a Rotary Centennial project, his presidential year of Rotary. We took all the area Rotary clubs together and did the where the railroad tracks used to be, and totally landscaped it, put trail in, and it was a Rotary Centennial project, and he was the brains behind it and the organization. So worked very well behind the scenes and got his hands wet and dirty, as they say.
One of the philosophies I think around town is, don't worry, Andy will do it. And Andy does.
First of all, he's got one of the nicest wine cellars you ever want to see in his home. It is outstanding.
We have a large wine cellar in our basement. He's been collecting forever, and he's very generous. You know, if there's a party, Andy's got to show up with several bottles of fine wines to share with everybody, and he really enjoys sharing his wines.
I've learned that if you want to order the best wine, you wait and see what Andy's ordering, and that's what you order.
He's just a plain nice guy who's fun to have a glass of wine with and go out to dinner.
I think he will serve the dental community very well, and he is very committed to what he's doing, and I think he's a great leader.
To be able to balance a family life and this type of commitment is very, very big.
I'm looking forward to him having a fun year and enjoying it.
Just be yourself, I think. Be who you are. I think that's the best way to be a leader.
I tend to classify leaders in two groups, ego-driven and service-driven. and Andy definitely fits in the second. My advice to Andy on his presidential year is just more of the same. Don't change a thing because you've been effective the way you are. People love you, they will work hard for you because you're in it for the right reasons and you want to do the right thing, and good luck.
We're always proud of people from Modesto who do well.
I think he's what CDA needs right now, a quiet, calm leader who can listen to all sides of issues and really evaluate what's going on, and I think he'll be one of the best people to lead us through these turbulent times.
We look forward to his enjoying it as well as leading well, because he really is enthusiastic.
Have fun and don't get too stressed.
By the way, CDA, he's only on loan. We want him back.